Hare Krishna. We need big shoulders to bear the weight of freedom. The word freedom triggers an instant and positive imagery within us. We all long for freedom. And we think of freedom as liberating, as empowering, as freeing. And yes, freedom is all these things. But it is not just all these things. When we are free to do what we want to do, then we are also responsible for what we do. For example, if we are driving on a road, then more or less the path is charted for us. Then we go along that path and we follow the path, we'll get to the destination. But if we decide to take our vehicle cross country, then we may have the freedom to do that. But the vehicle going cross country, there might be a swamp under the road, there may be thorns or other kind of obstacles which may damage our vehicle. And then we become responsible for what happens to the vehicle. Often the car insurance will not insure the vehicle if we are taking it off the normal roads. So similarly for us, when we think of freedom, if we think of freedom only in terms of I want to do what I want to do and no one can stop me from doing it, then we have to understand that we'll be responsible, we'll have to bear the consequences. Freedom is not just opportunity, it is also a responsibility. If a child starts going off on the wrong track, say wasting too much time on video games, the parents will curb the child and make sure the child studies. But if a person grows up and then they spend their whole life playing video games, somehow if the government is providing some maintenance and then they live based on that, and 20-30 years later they may find that I wasted my life. What did I do with my life? So freedom is a responsibility, and we need, whenever there is a responsibility, we need big shoulders. Suppose somebody has to carry a huge weight, then a person with a small body and a small shoulders may not be able to carry the weight. So of course here when we talk about big shoulders, it refers not just to physically big size, but it refers to internal maturity. Internal growth means that we are able to resist our impulses and act according to our intelligence. To the extent we are able to do that, we are growing internally, we have grown internally and will keep growing internally. The Bhagavad Gita tells us that actually when we act in a way we follow scripture, Raga Dvesha Vimuktaistu Vishayanindriyaischaran Atma Vashair Vidheyatma Prasadamadiggachati. It says that when we put aside our attachment and aversions and follow scripture, regulating the impulsive movement of the senses toward the sense objects, then we attain purity. We attain the mercy of the Lord by which we attain purity. 3.17 Krishna says, Yastva atmaritireva syad atmatruptascha manava atmanyevacha santushtas tasya karyam na vidyate. When one is completely satisfied within, one seeks joy within, one lives within, one has become free from external pulls and pushes. That is the time when one has no external obligations. So that is the time when one is internally liberated. If we want this internal liberation, then we need purification. And purification comes by regulation. So regulation leading to purification, leading to liberation. This is the gradual process by which we develop big enough shoulders by which we can use freedom responsibly and fruitfully. Ultimately, when we use whatever little freedom we have to connect with Krishna, we become purged of our lower desires and thus we become purified and supremely liberated. Thank you. Hare Krishna.